Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jordan Hardison, CEO of AIO.church, and I'm so excited to be here today to talk all about AI, to talk about AIO, and to talk about the church. And man, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I have spent years watching different people on YouTube talk about these topics, and I'm kind of one of those people, like, I haven't figured out what to call them yet, but I'm like one of the people that are like, I'm like way in it, and I'm super into what's going on, paying attention to what's going on, and I've been wanting to start a channel for years talking about this exact subject, and here we are. We're finally here. So welcome to episode 1, the pilot of what is to come, talking about AIO.church. And so real quick, I got to do it. Welcome to the channel. You're probably meeting me for the first time because I have 5 subscribers right now, but I know that we're going to look back on this soon and we're going to see so many people that have jumped into this movement with us. So, hey, real quick, take a second, hit subscribe, click like, share it up. We're going to be talking about some awesome stuff today, and I cannot wait to jump into it. So, a few things I'm going to talk about is, number 1, just kind of like what this channel is about and why we're here, right? Number 2, I'm going to talk about the state of AI, what's going on with AI right now. Number 3, I'm going to talk about what's going on with this incredible product called AIO that we've been developing for 5 years now. And then lastly, I want to talk about AI and the church, because I know that's a really big hot topic, and I want to address that and talk about it. So just a little bit, my name is Jordan Hardison. I've been in ministry for many years now since I was a kid. I'm an AI software engineer, and I've been working on a product that I believe is going to completely transform the church industry when it comes to the use of AI. A few other things about me. I'm also a husband, father of 2 little girls. And what else? Man, I also am a pilot. So this is the pilot for the pilot. So I want to take all of this different experience. I've worked as the director of operations at a large flight company, and now I'm heavily involved in AI software engineering and development. And so I want to kind of take all of that, put it all together, and when it comes to the church element, I do pastor a church in sunny South Florida called Redefine Church, and we're going to talk about that a little bit too throughout the channel. But I want to jump in and talk about what is going on with AI right now, right? So what is going on with AI? So if you know anything about AI, your probably entry level is ChatGPT. And so we've reached a point now where lots and lots and lots of people are using ChatGPT. Some people are just talking with it. Some people are writing emails with it. People are doing awesome stuff with ChatGPT. I'll never forget when my wife first discovered ChatGPT, she immediately realized that she could actually create like a grocery list with ChatGPT. And it's super cool because it can create like recipes and all of these awesome things for you. And so that's kind of like entry-level AI is ChatGPT. Now, for those of you who have been in AI for a long time, you're watching every single video, you see these guys on YouTube, like Alex Finn and all these different people talking about AI. Julian Goldie is another one that I watch, awesome channel, make sure you go check this one out. But all of these guys that are talking about AI, maybe that's your category. So you're probably super familiar with Opus 4.6, came out not too long ago from Claude. It is the probably, arguably the best, if not one of the best AI coding LLMs in the world right now. And then I'm really paying attention to some of these open source, open weight models. I think about like MiniMax. And so we've done a lot of testing with MiniMax 2.5. MiniMax 2.7 just dropped. Super excited about it. Can't wait to start testing it. I'm kind of waiting for it to get onto Fireworks and for it to get on a Hugging Face so that we can actually download it to hardware and use it. But we're going to be talking about that too. But anyway, state of AI. AI is absolutely exploding right now. Like, it's crazy. I think most of the world does not understand what AI really is. Like, what's the big deal? We've been using AI for years and years and years now, but what's really unique and really special about this particular time in AI comes to a few things. Number 1 is generative AI. So we are in the generative AI boom, and that's where these models are really focusing on is generative AI. At its very basic level, generative AI is really good at guessing what is coming next. So, for example, like if it's saying a sentence, it's just super good at guessing what the next word's going to be in the sentence. That is what generative AI is. Now, I can't, I think about the very first time that I really experienced generative AI. I was starting to, I was actually started to use ChatGPT, but got really interested in Grok and what was going on with Grok and XAI. And so I started using Grok, and it occurred to me one day that, if AI can write in English and respond to me, maybe it can write in other languages too. And that was like the moment the light bulb went off and I realized, wow, AI can be used to write in all these different languages. maybe it can actually write in Python. Maybe it can write in HTML. Maybe it can write in TypeScript. Maybe it can write in C or C++. And that is when the whole world changed for me, right? When I realized what AI was actually capable of. And the crazy thing is when I discovered what AI was capable of, when I think about then versus now, it is astronomically, I mean, by orders of magnitude improved in what it is actually capable of doing. And I think that that is where most of the world does not truly understand just how incredible AI actually is today and what it can be and how it can be used. So I think about it like this, right? AI, to me, I wasn't around during the Cold War era, but I think about the Cold War era because it was always about who could create the biggest weapon the fastest, right? How could we get there? And whoever was going to get there first was going to win. And because of that, it created a technological boom, right? And so we were constantly seeing new developments just immediately, one right after the other. I mean, months go by, maybe a year goes by, and we get new technology. And I'll tell you who's like kind of really good at this right now is Apple. Right? So every year, Apple comes out with a new computer, new technology, and it's like, wow, this is amazing. I got to get the new iPhone. I got to get the new MacBook, whatever it is, right? So we have kind of trained or leaned into a culture of seeing technological development over a year, right? So a year goes by, what's the newest technology this year? The crazy thing about AI, and the reason why I compare it to the Cold War era, is because I feel like in no other time in history have we seen technology exploding so quickly, and the rapid iteration that's taking place right now is absolutely astounding. I mean, like, what you can do with AI today is not the same as what you could do with it 30 days ago. And I think that is absolutely huge. So again, maybe you're coming to the channel for the first time. Maybe you've used AI before. Maybe you know what AI is all about. That's cool. So maybe like this is old news for you. But if you're not in with AI right now, I want to tell you that it is changing every single day. It's changing every single day. It's to the point now that MiniMax M2.7 actually trained itself. So from MiniMax 2.5 to 2.7, that was just its own model training itself how to get better and smarter. So I think it's crazy how AI is changing so rapidly, right? I mean, for me, we've been using AI for development for quite a while now, and I mean, I can't wait for the next model to drop because, I mean, the moment, I'm talking about like literally the second that Opus 4.6 became available, we were immediately using it in our development workflow, and it is just absolutely incredible. So AI, today, it is exploding. I think Sam Altman was probably the first one to say this, but I think 2026 will be the last year that human beings write any code at all because it's all going to be done with AI. And I look at this as like an exciting future. I think that this is something that's going to be really exciting. I think this is something that can be we can look forward to, because at the end of the day, what I think it's going to do is it's going to take over a lot of the productivity style tasks, and it's going to allow us more time for relational engagement, right? And I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more when I talk about how AI can be used in the church and why it can be beneficial in the church. But that's kind of my 2 cents of what's going on with AI. Quick note, if you've been paying attention, like, I'm super excited to see what XAI does with Grok, because I feel like they are positioned to have the greatest LLM on earth. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm excited about it, especially now that SpaceX just bought XAI and all that stuff that you've been paying attention to, because that means that AI is going to go to space, and now we can have all the power that we need to build the biggest LLMs in the world. We'll talk about that another day, but really excited about where AI is going. Now, about 5 years ago, I had an idea to develop this product, right? And my idea was, you look at these different social media networks, you look at all of these different tools that are used to collect data, and they're using it for huge financial gain, right? And because I've been involved in the church for so long, I believed that we could leverage this technology for the church in a way that no other church was doing, right? So a lot of people use a website as a billboard. And the thing about it is maybe you don't go to church, that's cool. Apply it to business. It's the same thing. Corporate, church, the result is still the same, right? So you have a website, your website becomes a billboard. Hey, look at me, look what I can do. Go onto it and see it. But I think that there's a massive opportunity that people are missing, and that is the idea of social media, right? and creating a space digitally online where your church members or your business customers, whoever they are, your clients, they can go on and they can have some sort of forum together and interact together. I think this is super healthy. I think it's a great thing that can be done. And I think that this is a missed opportunity. And what it does is it really turns your online, your digital footprint, so to speak, or fingerprint. It takes that digital fingerprint and it turns it more from a billboard and into an actual gathering space for people who are interested in your business or in your church. And so about 5 years ago, we had the idea to start a product, a company called AIO.church. Stands for all in one, right? So AIO, it's like, ironically, it has nothing to do with AI, but it's AIO.church all in one, right? And because we wanted to create a system that would actually kind of put all of the tools that you use into one space, right? One app. Now, I want to talk about this for just a moment and why we want to do this, because I have watched a lot of awesome people on YouTube. One of them is Dan Martell, right? I love checking out Dan Martell's stuff. If you have not seen Dan Martell on YouTube, make sure you look him up, subscribe to his channel. Super, super cool. Love what he's got going on. And he kind of talks about some of this as well. But when it comes to developing a product, right, you really don't want to go build everything and then go seek validation afterward, right? You want to know that it's something that people actually want. And don't build everything. Build a piece of it. Build an MVP. Bring the MVP out. Get some subscribers. Get some users. Make some money. And then continue to build the product. Well, we totally didn't do that. And I would probably recommend anybody going back to go back and maybe do it the way that you should do it, which is piece at a time and grow from there. But let me talk about like why we didn't do that at its very core and very heart. So the thing about AI, let's go back to ChatGPT. You want ChatGPT to write you an email. And the problem with ChatGPT writing you an email is it can do it in like 10, 15 seconds. Awesome, great. But it takes more than 10 or 15 seconds to get the whole process done. Why? Because in order for ChatGPT to write the email, it's going to spit out the text, and then you got to copy the text. You got to go to your email provider, paste it, click send, and then the person gets it. Great. That doesn't take too long, but it still slows the process down. What's even slower is that the AI, no matter how smart, and you can look at all of these benchmarks of how smart these LLMs are, but no matter how smart the LLM is, it's only going to be able to help you based on the context that you give it. So when you want ChatGPT to write you an email, you have to tell ChatGPT who you're writing the email to, what the email is about, what's the relationship with the person, what's the context. And a lot of people who are using AI, and it's kind of like a gimmick to them, they don't know how to use it. They don't know how to prompt the AI. And the problem is they're not giving the AI enough context about what they want it to do for them, right? So this is the problem. This is the key. So when it comes to like speed and productivity, the AI is not the problem. It's super, super, super fast, like super fast. I mean, I think about some recent, I forgot who it was that just dropped a new LLM that, I mean, it could do over 1,000 tokens a second, right? It's crazy how fast AI can be. The problem is not the speed of the AI. The problem is the speed of you, right? It takes so much time for you to go in and give the AI the context of what you want to talk about. So the idea here is, how can we give the AI access to as much information as absolutely possible in order for it to be as productive and helpful as possible, right? What if it didn't, I didn't have to tell it about the person that I want to write the email about? What if as soon as I say the name, it automatically knows, pulls a profile about that person, knows what's going on? What if it knew all of the exchanges, all the communications that we've had with it in the past? How would it be able to use that in a way that was more productive? Well, that is what we wanted to accomplish. Fast forward 5 years and boom, OpenClaw, which no, we didn't create. Super, super cool. But OpenClaw, why is so many people excited about it? I'll tell you what, it's cool, it's exciting. I've used OpenClaw, it is amazing, it is an awesome product, but the problem, which you all know, AI is indeterministic. What does that mean? You don't know what it's going to do. And when you take something like OpenClaw, you give it terminal access to your computer, it can do anything that you can do on your computer. But the idea is there, right? The benefit of something like OpenClaw is that it can collect all of this information and it can give it to the LLM and allow it to be more productive for you. Well, this is what we've been working on for the last 5 years. what is a way that we can collect all of this information in a way that's safe, right? Safe for the church, safe for your corporation, because a lot of people are using OpenClaw. A lot of solopreneurs are using OpenClaw to make money, which is super cool. Do it. A lot of solopreneurs are using Manus to make money. Great, awesome, do it. It's awesome. We use it. It's so cool. But the problem with it is when it comes to sensitive information, when it comes to your business in particular, it is not safe to give the LLM terminal access to your system. Right? That's the problem. So what we have done is we have created this tool over the last 5 years with AIO, right? And it was AIO.church. Now it's, we don't know what to call it, AIO ecosystem, right? Because it's become so much more. And basically what it's doing is it's all of these different arms, like a CRM, right? Or a church management system or a client resource management system, right? So what it's doing is it's taking all of this information about your business and it's doing it in a very structured and very safe way, right? So it's not grabbing terminal access, can do whatever it wants. It's taking all of this information that you are giving it about your business. But in order for it to be most effective for you, you have to have some piece of software that you can do as much of your life in as possible, right? If you take a business meeting, you go to Zoom or you go to whoever else you go to, right? Or Google Meets or whatever it is. You want to do a meeting in the software because you want that AI to have access to that meeting's content. If you're going to take a phone call or send a text message, write an email, whatever you're going to do, you want the AI to have access to that information if you want it to be as productive as it can possibly be for you and for your church or business. And so, productivity when it comes to tasks. A lot of people love tools where you can go in and you have a Kanban chart and you can lay out tasks and you can have a Gantt chart where it assigns times to tasks and all of this is great. But again, you want it to be in the same software, the same system so that the AI has as much context and access about your business as absolutely possible. And that is what AIO is all about. That is why we've created so many different tools that all are brought into this one platform, this one ecosystem, if you will. And all of that is for the purpose of giving the AI as much information as possible in order for it to be helpful. Now, the cool thing about it is if you use none of the AI at all, which you don't have to use the AI, it's still super helpful and productive because you have everything in one tool. You don't have to go to all these different places. Now, there is a big challenge and problem when it comes to being able to bring all of these tools into one place. And again, if you're into AI, this is kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of what's going on. The moment I learned that I could use AI to write code, I immediately began writing AI tools, right? Like people use AI to write softwares, which is cool. But I immediately started using AI to create individual tools that are AI tools, right? And that's what's cool. You can use AI to create AI. But the problem with this is when you have all of this information coming in, you end up with a context issue because these LLMs, if you don't know anything about AI, these LLMs, the brain of the AI, it can only ingest so much information at a time. We call this token limit. If you know a lot about AI, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? And I'm looking at Google, I'm looking at Grok fast now, 4.1 fast with a 2 million token input limit. That's crazy. Like, so the problem is you can only give it as much information as it can take at once. And so that's where we get into context engineering. So a year ago, AI was just all about writing prompts, like who can write the best prompt. Now, or I would say we're kind of getting past this now, but for the last little bit, it's all been about context engineering. Who can develop the best context engineering system in order to give the AI the information that it needs in order to be as productive as possible without hitting that input limit. And what that looks like is as you're bringing in information, you have to shed information or you have to summarize information so that you don't hit that input limit, right? So that's what context engineering is all about in the context of AI. And we're going to talk about this in a future episode and kind of how we did this. But we built our own AI agent called Ray. So we called it Ray because of redefine AI. Redefine AI. So this kind of has a couple of meanings to us, right? So number one, it comes from the church space. And so a lot of people look at AI and they're scared of it. They don't know what is it, what can it do? This is scary, is it demonic? What is it? Okay, first thing I want to tell you, AI is not sentient. It will never be sentient, okay? I'm putting that out there right now. Even AGI is not going to be sentient. It may look like it's sentient, might feel like it, it's not sentient. For the church folks out there, AI is not the Holy Spirit. It does not have the Holy Spirit. It will never have the Holy Spirit. AI is a power drill. That is what it is, okay? So you go to a construction site, right? And you're super, super good at construction. You've been doing it for years, and you're using screwdrivers to do it, and you're awesome at it. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes up with a power drill and says, hey, you can use this power drill to do this task way faster, way more efficiently. That is what AI is. It is a tool that allows you to do things faster and easier than ever before, right? It's not sentient. It's not the Holy Spirit. It's not demonic. It is a tool that you can use to advance whatever your mission is, whatever your goal is within your company or within your church, right? And so that's kind of what AI is all about. And I believe that it can be used in a way that's super, super helpful for the church. Now, over the last 5 years, we've been developing this software, and I just want to show you just a little bit of it for just a minute. So this is kind of a sneak peek, what we got going on, and we'll do more episodes in the future where we talk about exactly how we did this. So how did we build this? This is a massive, massive piece of software. There's AI involved in every single piece of it. It's built from the ground up specifically to be used with AI. But I want to jump into the software and kind of give you just a little piece for just a moment. And we'll kind of talk about Ray. We'll talk about these different things. But this is AIO.church. So this is the church side of this platform, right? AIO.church. This is the church side of the platform. We have a corporate side of the platform as well. But I want to show you kind of what we've been working on. And if you've been involved in AI, then what I'm going to tell you is like this is kind of like our safe version of OpenClaw that we've been working on in a way that's super productive and super proactive to be able to help you, right? So the first thing here is we have the CMS. Or the dashboard of the CMS. And this is where it's configurable. You can see what's going on within your organization. This is a nice dummy organization that we have put together here. But you have your CMS. Over here you have Ray. And so this is our redefined AI agent right here. This is kind of a little task that we did before earlier. So let's say that you want to know what's going on with your finances. You can just say, hey, Ray, what's going on with my finances? And it can actually go pull all the data for you and create the charts for you to be able to see. So this is like a little chart that it kind of put together earlier on in what we were talking about. Now, a couple little things that we have in here with Ray, jumping into that, is we have Command Center. And so Command Center is like what Alex has been talking about, mission control. And this is our mission control, right? Where you can see these different columns of what is Ray working on, what is in review, and what is done. And then, of course, we have our office. And our office is super cool. This is where you can see everything in the office here. You can actually see Ray, which is the COO, and then you can see all of these different feature agents that feed information into Ray, and I can't wait to talk about that in another episode. But that's just a little bit about Ray and what's going on here. Now, if I open up the left side, we won't go through all of them right now, but everything from calendar, people, leads, communications, right? So all of your communications is done right here in the system. Next Gen, that's a church thing for kids check-in. We have scheduler, meetings, productivity, AIO Cloud, policies, Raystream, all of these different things built into one system right here within the CMS. And so we believe by taking all of this content, right? So all of your service planning and scheduling, all of your creative thinking, your task management, connect. So we actually have created a system now where you can post to all of your social media platforms, whether it's Meta, it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be YouTube, X, LinkedIn, whatever it is, we can post directly from it here. But the cool thing about it end to end is it has awareness of what is going on in your church, what's going on in the life of your church, what's going on with your people, and it can take all that to create these campaigns for you, create these social media posts for you. It can create the designs. We can stream our services to the platform. The platform will automatically take those services, edit those services down into individual reels, and then it can post them on social media for you based on the campaign that it has come up with. Now, the cool thing about this, and where I see this going in the future of the church, is this, right? So I think about our church, and this is something that is changing very quickly in our church, is that we used to sit down in meetings and we would have these productivity task-based meetings, right? So this is what has to happen next in the church. This is what this person needs to do, and they need to spend hours focusing on this and working on this and writing these plans and all of that, all of these things that have to be done in the church. I believe that with the implementation of Ray and what we've got going on here and how AI can be useful for the church is that it can take a lot of those productivity tasks away from you, which allows you more time for relationship building. That allows you more time for actual ministry. Think about it in the corporate space for just a moment. Like, if you did not have to spend your time as a business owner making plans, creating campaigns, writing up emails, doing these types of things, setting up tasks, if you did not have to do that, you could spend more time doing what you're actually passionate about doing. You could spend more time building relationships with people, talking to people about your business, right? You could spend more time doing all of this within your business or within your church. And that is what this is all about. And I think I want to address something too, right? Because a lot of people are saying, man, AI is going to take over all of our jobs, right? It's going to take over all the jobs. I don't believe that is the future of AI, right? Now, here's the reality. Let's go back to this construction site idea. If you are at a construction site and you're using a screwdriver and somebody comes up and says, hey, I have a power drill for you, you should use it. It's way faster. If you refuse to use it, you're probably going to get replaced. Now, I want to be clear. You didn't get replaced by the power drill. You got replaced by the person who was willing to use the power drill. That's the point. And I feel like AI can be used in a powerful, powerful way for your organization. It can be used in a powerful way for your ministry, but you have to be willing to look at the fact that it is a tool that is going to be able to save you a huge amount of time so that you can spend more time with your family, so that you can spend more time doing ministry, so that you can spend more time going out, getting coffee with people, going out, hanging out, getting lunch, getting dinner, building relationships instead of just building huge task lists. Man, I'm really excited about where AI is going. I'm really excited about what's going to go on with it. And I am super, super excited to be here on YouTube. I'd love to tell you more about what we've got going on, how we built the product. One thing that's cool, we'll talk about it in another video, is that we needed an IDE that was more efficient. So VS Code was not cutting it. We used Windsurf, amazing product, but it wasn't cutting it. We were using Windsurf with Claude Code, still not fast enough, not cutting it. So we built our own IDE so that we could build this product even faster. And we showed it to some people. They were amazed by it. We actually just put it live right now. You can go on right now to dev.aio.church, dev.aio.church. You can download our IDE today and use it right now and see if it's more effective in your workflow. But the future of AI is great. Man, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be on the channel. Man, we could talk about so many different things on this channel, from pastoring to fatherhood to flying airplanes to AI, whatever it is. But I will be here talking with you about the latest news in AI and specifically about how you can use AI in your church and in your business. Make sure you subscribe, click the like button, put the comments in. I'll see you in the next video.